I'm here to talk to you about the end times, doomsday, the apocalypse, and I'm here with a solution. In your pocket, you can carry all the knowledge of mankind, all the knowledge that can fit in 31 billion parameters. I am here to share with you a project mostly vibe-coded. It is called the DoomsdayStick. The DoomsdayStick is a Gemma for 3.1 billion 4-bit quantized model crammed onto a 32, it's only 17 gig, so crammed onto a 32 gig thumb drive. And it is meant to run offline on specific Apple products that are capable of running the MLX, meeting the specs and running their MLX platform for local inference. To its goal, if I plug this in, if I plug it in, I have the Doomsday drive, but that's just my thumb drive, and I have one single DMG. So this is for running on Mac, so it's a full-on Swift application. I have never written in Swift before, and I still to this day am proud to say I have not. I'm a Flutter dev, that's how I live. But this is a direct native Swift app that I built. The flow that I used on it was, hey, I had this idea. I released a video about Apple did WWDC, and they featured the WLX platform for running local, and then also their core AI that's supposed to be used by my normal applications to run local inference. I got halfway through. After 2 hours, it just was crashing on me. But I did get MLX working enough to see some of the promise on it. So that's where it came from. It's like, wait, with this capability, I could make a more normal type of app. I could develop it proper style and then only use local inference. I got the design. I'm like, this is a brilliant idea. I got the design for it. I went into Claude chat and I said, hey, give me a design for a post-apocalyptic green CRT style cartoony electronic interface. Was my inspiration. I told it to give me a design, and I expected it to do a design file that I could work off of. It did a single HTML standalone file that was actually animated. Like it had everything in it. It was gorgeous. Took that, threw it into Cursor. I had Opus 4.8 write up the plan and then execute it, make a shell of the script, a shell of the app, which looked perfect. And then it popped up on Cursor and it's like, hey, Fable 5 is out. You want to use that? And I'm like, I don't even know what that is yet. Yes. So I had it write up the plan to use the local M and hook it up and set a basic chat functionality, and it one-shotted it. But it chewed through tokens on it. But it came out beautiful. So everything is bundled up into a standalone DMG for Apple. And within it, if I open it again off the drive, we have the application itself and then the model, which, as I said, was a Gemma model. So this is all the weights compiled down that sit next to it. The two of them together is about 17 gig. And you can run it right off of the drive, but it's slow to boot up. I would recommend dragging it to your desktop, which is also slow, and that's why we're going to Julia Childs the exact same file over here and run it from here, which fires up rather quickly. I should add resizability, but you get the cute aesthetic on it. We see here that it's acquiring model Gemma, blah, blah, blah. It's doing its fancy UI thing because it's firing up in the background, the MLX instance. And here we see Gemma 4, 31BQ4, and the memory usage. It's running just under 18 gigabytes of RAM. I should have pointed out, I have an M4 Mac with 48 gig of RAM. You should only need 24 gig in any M series processor, and you too can have a survival instrument and knowledge base at your fingertips. So say, oh no, it's an EMP. We've lost all signal and data. This is still running, 100% local. I have some examples like, how do I convert a car to run on, wood gas? Well, the model knows about it, and it's cranking out right here 10 pushing 11 tokens a second on my local machine. It's a denser one, which means it has a fair bit of world knowledge baked into it. So this is legitimately telling me how to build and run a gasification conversion to my car where you have no petroleum left. Food safety, first aid, and of course all the other knowledge of the world. If you want to recreate the works of Shakespeare, it probably has most of them memorized. He's probably going to sue him for that. So what do you got? You're in the apocalypse. What information do you need to look up that you don't know about?
How to purify water.
That's one that I did before. What I was thinking was how to purify water without heat. And it's all really good stuff. Best practices, multiple methods. And of course, all of this is coming from that 17 gigabytes of weights, which is crazy. Next step, spoiler alert, it turns out it's not that many gig to get like a substantial chunk of the text from Wikipedia and throw that on there too, so I might be adding that to try and enhance it. But it's an insane reality that we live in, that so much knowledge can be crammed into 17 gigabytes of data because it knows all the things, not just survival, but all of it. There is a lightweight prompt on top of this. How should I go about finding a bunker? I don't know. Let's find out. Finding and evaluating safe shelter. Site selection. High ground. Always do the high ground. Identifying existing structures. Root cellars. Cold War era bunkers. Structural integrity, ventilation, so it gives you safety. It's just so good. I've been so impressed. Like, this was on a whim, and I'm like, it should be able to do some things, but the way it breaks it down and gives you such a gamut of things, different options and cautionary things. But it's not guardrailed, It's not a pain at the end of it, but it does say, like, hey, take these potential measures of safety. Let me show you this one. What animal did you just catch? Squirrel. How many calories are in a squirrel? And I don't know if it's imagining it, but it breaks it down. I did this for a rabbit, and it breaks it down.
What plants should I collect?
That's part of that. That's part of the sales pitch on the website. I went for the nerd/prepper population and the overlap thereof. But part of that it kept coming up with was plant identification with a big disclaimer like, don't just use this because you'll probably die. But if it's better than nothing, that's kind of the thing it has. It could definitely tell you how to use it. I'm sure, how do I use a compass to navigate? Oh, yeah.
The information from Google Maps is very image-based.
Yeah, that's very large. That would be, but you're much more, hey, how do I have a compass and a map, and I have no idea how to do it. But this is a full chat. So if there's any point that you don't, what the hell are you talking about on declination?
Just ask it things like, just to check its local knowledge, ask it which cities are adjacent to Binghamton.
Oh, let's see. What cities are close to Binghamton, New York? I'm curious. Endicott, Johnson City, Vestal, Owego, Scranton, approximately 50, 60 miles. Ladies and gentlemen, did I point out that this came off of a thumb drive, and that's all baked in there?
Can you ask it how to get to one of those places from Binghamton?
Let's find out. How do I get from Binghamton to where? Where are we going? Scranton? Primary route, fast. Take I-81 south. Continue I-81 south, approximately 50, 60 miles. Exit towards Scranton. Alternate route, New York 17. Ladies, let's clap for the little Gemma here. And this is why I chose it was recommended to choose a dense model, instead of a mixture of experts, which is more efficient. But for things like this, where you want it to have baked in and compressed all of human knowledge, a dense model is where it's at. And I've just been blown away with this. The requirement to run it is impressive that it's here. Granted, this was a $2,500 machine last year, but the fact that we're already here on it, and they tend to get more efficient, and with the right iPhone, you can run the same inference on it. It's just going to be a smaller model. As you saw, this is a legitimate product for sale that you can get at DoomsdayStick.com. It's a great landing page that positions it for everyone, along with the spec sheet and questions like, do I get updates? No, its whole purpose is to be offline. Yeah, so I've already the next features lined up, hopefully a whole navigable intro web, offline version of most of the text, or at least a good chunk of the text to Wikipedia is next. For computers that aren't capable, there's still a lot of value in having that resource where you can plug it in and navigate the links directly. And then if you stumble into, kill enough zombies and get into Best Buy and get a better computer, then you have the ability to have the world's knowledge at your fingertips.